Hello.
Hey, everybody.
This thing tells us we're alive. So, good morning. Welcome to our awkward channeling. I'm Shauna,
I'm Joelle. And
and we
yeah,
are going to
we are
start.
awkward.
We are awkward, and we're going to talk over each other, and we'll just apologize ahead of time. And, hopefully you hear whatever it is you need to hear.
Right.
But we're starting today with an experience Joelle had this morning,
Yeah.
which is really cool and special and personal. So, this is her sharing a personal piece from her life. Um,
Yeah. And I
and
apologize if the tears go to flowing.
there is never a reason to apologize for
Oh, I
tears.
know.
We are being who we are, and that
Yeah.
means once in a while we're going to be teary,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I will be teary with her. Anybody
Right.
cries, I cry. So hello. I have been through my life a professional crier,
Yeah.
to say the least. But
Me too.
let's have Joelle tell us about her experience
Okay.
this morning.
So, where to start? So, when I was a child, my father, if you will, sperm donor, was very abusive and would threaten to kill my brother and I. He never, I don't think he ever touched me. He did kick my brother in the stomach, but it was mostly towards mom. And I was around 2 at this age and still in a crib. We lived in Baton Rouge. And I always thought it was a dream until I was in my 20s. But like every night, I would get out of my crib and walk outside the house. And this is in the middle of Baton Rouge. We lived in a subdivision, but there was this white, billowy figure. I couldn't make out a face. It was just almost like clouds floaty. And when I would walk up to it, it would wrap its arms around me. And it was the only time I ever felt safe and protected. Excuse me.
Don't
Sometimes
apologize.
my brother was with me, sometimes he wasn't. But, of course, I never did that. I don't, know what you're talking about. And then once I joined up, Rachel's group and I did a session with Rachel, I was asking her, I'm like, who is this? Oh, I wish I would have, I got to find my picture too. And she told me that is my Pleiadian mother who is always around me. And I actually have a cloud picture of her. She started showing up. Sorry. But I channeled her this morning and it was absolutely amazing. It was one of the clearest channels I've ever had.
It
It
was
was
beautiful.
completely different than, and I will post it. I'll try to do that after we get off of here on my. Oh, where is that picture?
Celestial Whispers Healing on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find that picture of her because it just.
Fine.
Once Rachel told me that it was my Pleiadian mother, all I could think of was this figure that was in the clouds that started showing up. That one's not, no, that's not it. I'm sorry. I should have done this ahead of time. Here we go, right here.
It's
I
fine.
hope, I hope you can see it.
Oh, actually, yes. Hold it there for a second. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Is that not one of the coolest?
That is really cool.
Yeah.
So
And I
that was
was,
her making
that's
herself known.
her. Yeah.
Good morning,
And
Judy.
it's like I could tell it was female, but I could not make out, connect to who it was. And in that session with Rachel, when she told me that, the white billowy figure, because that's how I saw her when I was a kid, was this white cloud like figure. And it was really amazing. And she had a really good message this morning, and
It's
it made me
beautiful.
cry again. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and,
Yeah.
hopefully she'll decide that she wants to actually post it. It's pretty personal, but,
Yeah. I think I
um,
will.
since we're talking
Yeah.
about it here, you may as well.
Not personal anymore. But no.
And, all that info is in our,
Yeah.
description too, so you can find her channel as well. Um,
Yeah.
we were both channeling this morning. Joelle's much better about having a practice where she channels and
That's
she
right. Well, I'm
discards.
not as good
She
as
did
you, so
many
I
this
need to.
morning. I finally talked to my guides this morning too.
Yeah,
I don't think I
yours were
posted it on my
amazing
channel yet,
too.
but they were very helpful and reassuring because,
Yeah,
I go through so many times where I'm like channeling away and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Bloop," and I
yeah,
don't want to
and
do
that
it
made
anymore.
so much sense about when they were saying you channel, and then you need to integrate. And I was like, oh, that kind of struck with me too, because I'm like, okay, because I'll do that, and I'm like, God, I just got lazy, but it makes sense that
Yeah, and a lot of the time when we're channeling, well, first off, it's a lot of energy and we're
right,
pulling it into the body. So that does, it does change things about our body. It upgrades
right,
DNA, depending on who we're channeling and what we're channeling.
right,
And like you said this morning, you were channeling healings along with your 4 videos you did this morning. So
yeah,
you had 2 to 4 healings as well as the experience with your
right,
Pleiadian Mother. So, you know, that all requires us to integrate,
right.
because it stirs up things. And the light
Then
language
it's
channeling
so goofy.
brings in the codes and the
Right,
healings, and all of that stuff has to take time. And I have always been like, I'm like all or nothing, and
right,
that's how I ended up with a mental health diagnosis, like all
right.
or nothing. It's just like,
Yeah,
and I'm that way. And it's funny that they did confirm that as well. They're like, that's how you are.
yeah,
It is. So funny. But I just thought that your experience with that this morning was just so
yeah.
beautiful, and I can't wait for people to be able to
I
see the video
needed
because
that,
it's
and
immersive.
it was kind of, I don't know. It just, I wish I could describe how it felt while I was channeling her. It just,
Deep love
yeah,
is part of it. Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, is beautiful, and that kind of opens up the whole. We all have origins from other places.
yeah,
It's not that our souls are necessarily from Earth,
right.
and we have lifetimes and
Other
as
places.
other beings in other places. And I mean, a set of my guides are from 2 universes over that we don't know about. They're like, yeah, you guys don't know about us,
Yeah, and that's
but we're
so
here.
cool. I love
you
that.
know it's so strange, and you're just like, oh, okay. Here for most of our lives we've been told, oh, that doesn't exist.
Right. Mm-mm.
It absolutely does.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's see.
So anyway, and
Oh,
I will put
stop resting.
Rachel's.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I was reading
Oh,
Judy. She says she
I
got the
missed that.
card stop and rest today. Yes.
I did too. I
It
got
is
it yesterday
important.
with several others.
Mm,
There, and I think
so
that
important.
as Judy mentions this particular card, the stop and rest thing. I felt like yesterday because I got that too, and I'm like, how can I stop and rest anymore? And I think
Right.
what they were trying to say to me was, it's okay. That's the period you're in right now. You
Yeah.
know yourself. You know you're up and down. You know that you're integrating things. You know this. So stop, rest, allow it. The more we are okay with that, the easier our bodies can integrate the
Yeah.
energies that they need to integrate.
I
When we're
struggle with that
fighting
too.
against it, we slowly integrate, which makes that period even longer. And that's
Yeah.
something I have learned to, just because that happens a lot to me.
Right.
And then I'm like, no, I need to keep going. Like yesterday, I did videos. I was exhausted already. I shouldn't have been doing that. Whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why I did so much today was because I had such a lazy day yesterday. And well, not lazy, but
integration.
yeah. I was on
So,
the computer. I just didn't do much though.
yeah,
It's, oh, no.
yeah.
Okay.
Is there anyone that, excuse me, you want to channel this morning, or?
Actually, I was gonna see if maybe Modera wanted to come back through.
Yeah, that would be cool. Let's
You
do
know,
that. I didn't
and
want to
that's
suggest
my
it, but
Palladian mother's name, Modera. So, whew,
is
okay.
it well,
Huh?
I'm gonna put up a banner.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I could tell when she's here because it's like right in the heart. It's so, yeah.
Is that right? I don't know if that's right spelling wise.
Oh, it's close enough. Yes, I am here. And you are correct. You have all, most of you have had lives on other planets. The most important thing is to remember how loved you truly are. Many cannot see or feel this at this time. It is so important to not let the judgments of others diminish your self worth. There are many that are put there to try to keep you a low frequency, to keep you from your path. And we are so proud for you not allowing this the majority of the time. Keep it up and know that we are always with you. Are there any questions?
Oh, I'm pretty bad at questions.
I'm trying to think. I don't.
Yeah.
My whole body is just tingling.
She's a really powerful, really beautiful energy. I immediately yawned as she came
Yeah.
in. We really appreciate her coming. Um, I'm going to have to work on my ability to come up with questions.
Yeah, I know.
If anybody has a quick question for her Pleiadian Mother,
Yeah.
Modera, let us know. We can always pull her back in if she's willing.
Yeah. She's still, yeah.
She's going to be close. Stay close. Yeah. It's a beautiful energy. I hope some of you could feel that.
Yeah.
I'm like, woof, immediately was like, whoa.
But it's so, I mean, like the most gentle, like a true motherly love feeling, like just, yeah, it's tingly and powerful, but it's like relaxing too. Yeah. Soothing. That makes sense. Yeah.
Trying to see if there was a goddess that wanted to come through, but there's no cards coming out this deck. They're so funny. Yeah, I honestly, I wish I could come up with questions. All you do is tell me I need to give you a question, and I'll even know my name. So,
And that's me every time Rachel's like, send me questions. I'm like,
3 days later, I still can't think of one. Pretty much.
It's like, why did you ask? It's like I can have one in my brain, and the minute somebody asks, oh, it's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Yeah, it's the humanness. You say I'm going to test you, and I could be an expert in whatever it is you're testing me at, but I won't be able to do anything.
Oh, that's me too.
So funny. Does she have any kind of a healing that she would do? Maybe or attuning to their own galactic roots?
That's a good one.
Thanks, whoever just gave that to me. It's a good one.
I can do a healing to help them be more open, because many still do not believe in the galactical elements that are around. Ooh, see my papaya. Usiki yata maya yata tikia papaya. Umaya takia tate hasiki. Umaya sitiki yata movement tiki paya papaya tiki yata tiki piki ata. Upapaki upapusiki kiata maya takia. Matia. Usikiatati mayataki. Umasiatakiyataki isiki. Usiki apaki apapia siki yataki apaki. Umayatiti ki papaya tatakiyat.
Well, that was powerful. I felt that
That
very strongly.
wow. That
We
was
has a question.
uh,
Does Modera have any tips? She's probably spelling it more right than me. Have any tips for staying shielded when amidst negative people who are all about trauma?
uh, yes, imagine yourself wrapped in a white light cocoon. You can even place mirror light to send it back to where it came from to keep it away from you. Or you could just call in your team to protect you from it. That is always an easy option because we are always around. And just say, I do not accept this energy. It is not for me. I do not need it. I send it back. Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. I do very similar things, and I use filters too.
Yeah,
I don't. When I know I'm going into a situation like that, I set the intention in my
right,
energy field and with my team. I don't want to feel anything that I don't have to feel.
right.
If it's not for me and if it's not mine, then it's okay for them to keep a hold of that.
Yeah,
Like, it's okay for that to stay away from me. And then if I'm in it, and I'm what are your simple? I'm so simple,
right.
right? So if I'm in it and I'm feeling like somebody is really trying to dump on me or something, and I'm feeling it, then
Mm,
in my head I'm saying, nope, what's theirs is theirs, what's mine is mine, what's theirs
right.
is theirs, what's mine is mine. And it just puts this barrier between us and allows their energy to stay with them. And I reject
Yeah.
it. It's not for
I
me, man.
kind of think of my team as like my guard dogs, and I'll be like, block them, block them. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's all we have to do.
yeah, because you
Honestly,
don't have to be all fancy and
right.
ceremonial and just,
You really
no.
don't.
Yeah.
Unless that's who you are, and then honor that, right?
Right.
Then do a ceremony
Yeah.
before you go. But you don't have to. And,
Yeah.
we're all, especially in the early years of doing all of this, we get caught off guard, and we
Right.
get into a situation where we're like, oh God, I didn't ground, I didn't protect, I didn't
Right.
even consider where I was going,
Yeah.
and that's when I start using those weird, simple little things. I also will devise a filter, and I'll kind of run it. Like, if I don't want everybody to get all hostile with each other, because if you're
Right.
from my family and you get together, that's kind of what starts happening, and it's so palpable.
Right.
Um, and so then I run like a ribbon like filter between each person. And I ask that just keep their own stuff to themselves so
Yeah.
that there isn't a lot of chaos in the intermixing,
Yeah.
because everybody has their own chaos, you know. And that does seem to work too. That's something
Yeah.
I've done for
I've
others
been
too.
using since I did my channel for my grandson, and they told me to put the rainbow angel fire
Oh yeah.
around him. I've been using that a lot for everybody, because I have trouble remember what colors for what. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just bring in the rainbow and swirl it around
Right.
them and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And it's worked wonderfully.
And that's the thing too. Once you've actually used something a little bit, or you've been given that,
Yeah.
and you can be fat in the middle of it and be like, "Hey guys,
Right.
set that up. Give me some relief," and then
Yeah.
just ground, clear your energy out. send it
Mhm.
off into the earth or out to the angels, whatever, you want to do. But you
Yeah.
can take just a second to be like, okay, they're doing that. I'm releasing what has already reached me.
Yeah.
I find that.
It's like when last week when we were at the courthouse, I always do like extra
Oh, there's good there. Yes, for
going
sure.
out there. And then when they brought the inmates in, it's like, whew, okay, more, 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 more. Come on,
Start
block
transmuting
them,
those.
please.
I'd be like, all transmuting energy,
I
transmuting
know, 'cause
energy.
there's like so much craziness out
Clear
there.
them out, clear them out. I would absolutely have probably been sitting there looking like an
Yeah,
idiot, go, clear that energy. Over the years, I've gotten less worried about what it looks like.
it's like,
Energetic ribbons around people. I'm going to use that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
yeah,
And
no,
always allow, like, what's the best color? Like, I just ask them,
right,
what's the best color? And if I think of one or I see it, which is rare, then that's what I use. But, I really like to use the crystalline energy a lot
yeah,
now, which is like all the rainbowy and what Rachel describes as kind of unicorn energy, honestly.
right,
It's clear, but it's got all the colors and it's shimmery and, opalescent.
right,
That is wonderful.
no,
And doesn't seem to trigger people too badly
yeah.
because you do run into that. But,
Oh, excuse me.
you running those ribbons between people at a function, I found that to be helpful, to say the least. We have all kinds of fun little tools like that we
Yeah.
use. You know, I've been playing with energy for so long.
Yeah. Whew. My head is still in the clouds.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll have to go sit outside for an hour now.
right, ground back in. I did pull a card from
Oh,
the
okay.
Goddess deck.
Ooh.
Um, because I was told a while back I was supposed to be working with them, but then I kind of
Yeah.
migrated back to the archangels and then into channeling
Yeah.
class. So, but the Goddess Power by Colette Baron Reed. It's a really pretty deck. The cards are beautiful. I don't know this one. Ellen of the Ways Patterns is what came up, so I can test out
Pretty.
and see. I can't really the
Yeah.
glare in my places. My lighting's awful. So anyway, so let's see if we can get Ellen of the Ways to come through. Patterns. I don't know if I should read the book. Should I read something from the book? No, they said no. Okay, so let's see if we can get her. And I haven't channeled a goddess in a while.
Ooh.
Hello. Yes, I am here. I am Ellen of the Ways, as this card mentions. Um, I do have a message today, a bit about recognizing patterns and shifting those. Sorry, I just bumped her out. She's like, no, you didn't. I just got in the way. Okay. There are many patterns on your earth. There are many patterns and behaviors. And I would like to bring a little more awareness to your own patterns and ask for each of you to recognize the patterns that you have where it comes to interacting with others and interacting with energy, and to give you a bit of a healing or attunement to that awareness. If you pay close attention to your patterns or your ways of dealing with each other and difficult situations and just life in general, you will find there's some maybe dysfunctional patterns or ways that you handle things. And I would like to bring in a awareness to that for you so that you can make changes. Those of you on this healing path, you need to recognize those. And this is where I would like to help today. So this is what we're going to offer. An attunement to self-awareness of the ways and the patterns that you have that could use an upgrade. We want them to be obvious, but we want you to also see them in a loving manner and approach them with a loving energy. And may you release those that aren't working for you. This will also give you an uplift to that as well. And we bring in new ways, new perspectives. We wish you all the best in all of your healing paths, and we want you to know that we are always available to you. You may call on the goddesses to assist you with your healing, your growth, your expansion, or just life advice. So thank you.
Thank you. That was
She was like buzzy, like really buzzy.
I felt like that was a personal message for me.
Well, it's certainly a personal message for me.
I'm horrible about that.
Especially coming off a weekend that I spent with family, right? That I don't always interact with, and don't really know that well.
Right.
Some of them, but she was really buzzy. She's still busy.
Oh, very powerful.
Oh, good.
Her. Find out more about her.
Dude is feeling it. Oh, I know. I think I might keep her out. We might do some talking later. Yeah. Oh, gosh. I forget how different, it's really interesting how different the energy is of the different beings, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like how we all have our personalities, like they're in our own energy, right?
Yeah.
They're very, goddesses I find are a little different than what I'm used to, because, archangels for, I don't know, 10 years,
I need to get a goddess deck. I don't have one.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Goddess Power Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. It's a great deck. Has some really beautiful messages in it as well. And it's got like a, description and message, and then what to do kind of stuff.
I'm still on it.
I can still feel her. She's still like right here buzzing. So she's probably doing something for me that I could use. So that was Ellen of the Ways, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Ellen of the Ways patterns. So we could do a healing video with that.
Right. Excuse me.
Now that we wore you out, we're close to over. Do you have anyone else that you want to pull through, or anything else you want to talk about? Does anybody have questions about anything that we can answer?
Oh, I don't know. I think they about kicked my butt today.
I know. We're both like,
yeah. I'm not going to do so much next week though. I'll be do it for the other days.
Yeah, my advice to you is on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
let's do one. Do 4, and then channel your Pleiadian Mother. She was beautiful though, and I really am grateful that she was here.
Me too. I'm definitely gonna have to call her in more and do more channels with her.
she is really going to help heal those child wounds, right?
Yeah,
The unloved feeling, that kind of thing. I may,
right.
ask you to borrow her quilt or something.
Unworthy and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yes, yes, all the unworthy pieces that, come from where we come from.
right,
She feels like she could really do some serious healing. Her healing was
right.
beautiful as
Oh,
well.
yes. Ooh,
So we highly suggest you all get connected with your guides in whatever way that you can.
right.
Um, not, I mean, anybody can trans channel, like there's no doubt about that. But
Oh,
what
yeah,
one of the things that my guide said to me this morning is, because I'm like, oh, I haven't been channeling. And they're like, well, you do channel all the time. You just don't trans channel, right? Like, so you
right.
just don't bring it into your body in that way. But,
Yeah,
we've all been channeling forever. Like when I was a kid and everyone's like, why do you always know? Why are you always right? And
right.
I'm like, I have logic and you guys have none. I don't know what your deal is. It was connection, right? It was channeling that we were doing, and we're bringing through
Yeah,
information for other people. And I was doing that from a very young age for people much older than me. I didn't know why I knew things, I
right.
just did, you know. So, anyhow, I'll put the information in about Rachel since we were talking about her today too. She's an amazing teacher and healer.
Absolutely.
hmm She's been amazing for all of us. And
Sorry.
we just want to say thanks for being here
Oh,
and
thank y'all.
hanging out with us. And yeah,
Yes, that was nice.
it was nice. It was beautiful. So, everybody have just a wonderful remainder of your week. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. So, we will see you then.
Thank y'all.